My name's AJ, and it has been 24 hours since the last time I bought a watch.
I'm so proud of you.
Thanks very much. I slipped, I fell over, and I've come here to unburden myself with you fellow watch addicts and this Watch Addicts Anonymous. My sins, and I can only apologise for what I have done.
No need. No need. It's understandable, AJ. Nobody's judging.
I don't feel like I should take the blame for it, though.
No.
It wasn't my fault.
No. Well, in a way, it was your fault. I mean, we end every show with always make sure you buy a good watch because it will always get you home. And then you typically say...
If you buy a bad watch, let me know because I'll probably buy it off you.
Yeah. So then, viewer named Pork gets in contact. I think I've bought a bad watch for me. So just letting you know. And how did that work out?
My skin started tingling.
Yeah.
My mouth dried.
Yeah.
My periphery went black, vignetted into single focus of the watch that he was talking about.
Yeah.
At the price that he wanted to let me have it for.
It was weird because you'd never previously talked about buying that watch. It was never on the radar. And then all of a sudden, he made it impossible for you to not buy it.
The very last episode we recorded of this show.
Yeah.
No, sorry, the episode before that was about not trying to not be distracted from your watch goals.
Yeah, that's right.
And the problem watches that come up along the way, like you're saving towards something and then, oh, look at me over here.
Yeah.
I'm wearing a short skirt too. And you're like, oh God, I've got to go and have a look at that.
Yeah. That often happens.
Yeah.
And it's dangerous. This time of year where it's warming up.
I don't focus on skirts.
Oh, sorry.
Just
Yeah.
shouldn't have used the imagery.
Yeah.
So it's kind of ironic that we had just done that episode and I was trying to be the good guy in like the moral high ground and going, no, Pete, you shouldn't spend that £700 on that Tag F1. Save for the watch that you want to get really. And then literally like a day later, viewer named Pork messages, DMs, do you want to buy my Frederick Constant runabout for less than half price?
Yeah. Can we make it a bit more cool though? Can we call it a Freddy?
Freddie C.
Yeah. Freddie C. Freddie C.
He's down with the...
Yeah, so I bought a Freddie C.
It comes with a boat.
Yeah. It comes with a boat.
Comes with a boat.
What, like a docked in Monaco? Or?
No, like a scale model in the box.
Disappointing.
It's a bit disappointing. But, you know, I'm small enough that I might be able to get in it.
Take it in the bath with you.
I can't remember last time I had a bath, but I will.
Yeah.
I mean, I shout. Let's clarify this.
You do wash.
I do wash, it's just not in a bath.
Yeah, yeah.
So you
get a boat.
You get a boat
and
in the
watch.
box. Yeah.
So did you trip over and make a watch mistake, or did you trip over and make a boat mistake?
That's an interesting perspective.
Yeah, maybe you're in the wrong group.
Maybe I should start a boat group.
Oh dear.
I mean, I'm very easy to get obsessed about things. I'm very easily obsessional.
Yeah.
And a collector. Some people might say autistic. I'm not sure. Probably. But I could probably get addicted to boats. I can't swim and I don't like sailing.
It's kind of pointless.
It's a bad thing to get into, isn't it?
Very long time in between buying boat A and boat B.
That's true.
Whereas at least with watches, you can just, you know what, I'll have another one. Maybe I'll have another one.
It is a little frustrating that I slipped up. I'm very excited to get the watch. It does look beautiful. And it was one that when I remember talking to him when he was thinking about buying it new and being like, that's a beautiful watch. I'd quite like to get that, but I'm not going to. I'm trying to be sensible. The frustrating thing is that I've got some very clear goals that I want to achieve, watch goals. And I'm now that amount of money further away from them.
That's always the problem when a watch comes up and interrupts you.
Yeah, yeah.
Because whatever the money, it's always crazy. It's always too good to be true.
Yes.
But it puts you that much further behind.
Yeah.
And then you go, oh, now I know what's going to happen. The watch that I really want is going to be on a discounted deal.
Oh, don't say that.
It's going to happen.
That's why God made credit cards.
Yeah, that's true.
For
God,
watches.
On the 7th day, he invented
in the dark.
MasterCard.
Before the light came, he was like, boys going to want to buy some discount watches, credit cards.
Yeah.
That's what they're there for. Yes, so there's some bracelets I want to get for some watches that I've got only on straps. because I think that will transform them. Particularly the Tudor Black Bay 41, the Heritage 41. It's on that distressed leather at the moment.
Yeah, I really like it.
I love that watch. I was going to sell it because I feel like it's too similar to the Black Bay Ceramic Blue.
Okay.
When they're next to each other, I'm like, I always want to reach for the blue because I feel like that's more special. But I put it on again and was like, I really love this watch. How can I make it so it's different enough from that, so it's an obvious choice to make one or the other rather than them being too similar? Like, well, they actually, the poster of them and how they're sold is on a bracelet. It's just that I didn't buy the bracelet.
Yeah.
Problem is, Tudor bracelets, like expensive. Like £800 expensive for a steel bracelet from Tudor.
Do you know, I kind of get it.
Yeah.
Because I thought about it for my U-boat just because the strap is so short. So I thought, oh, maybe I'll just go bracelet. And it's about half of that for a U-boat one. And I'm apprehensive about how that's going to feel as well.
It's funny, isn't it?
Edges being sharp, whereas I know what a Tudor bracelet feels like. It's
they're
premium.
Beautiful. I've got the same bracelet. They do the same bracelet on the chronograph because it's the same size case.
Yeah,
and it feels amazing. Like it's a beautiful. There's a lot of people don't like it because it has like fake rivets. Is that like 3-link with like rivets down, but they're not actually rivets? They're just like,
I've seen the blogs where they're.
I don't get it because when you wear it, it feels beautiful. It looks cool.
I'm into it.
Yeah,
I haven't got a problem with that. But each to their own. You know, the thing with watches is I get the beauty of this and you don't, and you get the beauty of something else that I can't understand.
Someone that commented on, a few weeks back we did a video on the Breitling Top Time from when we went up to the ADs in Bristol. And someone commenting saying, I think the white dial is the only one to go for. The rest of them, like the blue that you like, just look like any other watch. I'm like, wicked. I mean, good. That's cool because that means there's less people that like the blue one.
But then
it's more likely I get it.
This is the thing. If we all liked exactly the same thing,
really dull.
It'd be really dull. There'd be one really hot woman that everyone's chasing, and all the other women end up as spinstresses up in towers, right?
Like Cinderella.
Yeah, and like models of cars. Yeah. Like everyone's just after. Let's say it's a Ford Fiesta. Nobody wants a Lamborghini. Oh, too garish.
The only thing
it's just Ford Fiestas. That's all we want.
That I find bizarre is when people are so convicted of their own desire that everyone else is wrong.
Yeah,
that's a weird one, isn't it?
Yeah, got to preach it.
Yeah,
you need to know
wrong.
about it. Yeah.
Oh no, I don't think you're wrong. I just think you like a different thing.
And I worry that once you paint yourself into that corner, you're going to look stupid in 2 years' time.
When your taste changes.
Because I'm constantly... And it's only by holding on to watches that I bought years ago that I go, yeah, I'm less that now than I was. And do you know what? I think that's my tattoo problem.
Why you couldn't get a tattoo?
Yeah.
Yeah?
I look at that sleeve that you're wearing and think, that's amazing. But then I know that I'm terrible with commitment. 100%. I make a decision in 2 years' time.
We've got a whole episode coming up in the future. It's an idea that's there about watches that change your mind. Yeah. And I think that's the thing about being so stuck in your conviction, you're not willing to see the beauty in something else. There's watches that I've loved from afar that I look at and then when I get to see them, my mind's changed, or over time my taste has changed. I'm glad I didn't go all in on that 10-gram watch because now I don't actually like it that much.
Yeah.
Or the other way around. But being stuck in your convictions so much that you're going to tell everyone that they're wrong about them seems like a bizarre one because, like you say, you will end up looking like a fool. Yeah, at some point.
Yeah, totally. So you bought a watch that you didn't see yourself buying, and now you've bought it, so you've got a more diverse collection.
Yes.
And
it means I have to get rid of something.
We're 24 hours without an accident. So
well, technically it's 12 because it only happened last night. So 12 hours without an accident, which for Paul, who now ages this episode, he's the only one who knows when we record this now. I
do want to throw into something.
Yeah.
Watch you're wearing.
Thank you very much. What am I wearing? I am wearing the Unimatic U1 SM. For those of you that missed the episode where this appeared, it is the Unimatic's. It's their special edition model with the Solita in it, basically, a Swiss-made movement. Normally, their standard editions are Myotas, but every so often they do special editions where they make like 500 with the Solita SW200 in it. And it is an absolutely, it's a real Marmite watch. Like, you either love that minimalist, nothing going on design, or you hate it.
Do you know equally what it is? It's like a watch that a 6-year-old draws in an art lesson.
Yeah. No markers.
What does the watch look like?
No.
Where it's got a round.
It's got
hands.
The thing I love, that there's like it's obviously all about the design, this watch. It's just a design watch. It's a beautifully stainless steel case, and it's got a rotating bezel, which is hilarious because there's only one marker on the bezel and no indices. So it kind of serves no purpose but to mark 12 o'clock.
Yeah.
If you moved it slightly, you couldn't tell the time.
No.
That's my, like, I have to set it at 12 and then see what the time is and go and count the hours because there's no hour markers. Like, now I can see that it's reading just past 11.
Yeah.
But
kind of guess.
Some of the time you guess
it's an ish watch.
Its primary function isn't that great, which is telling the time. But I think it looks beautiful, and on that red strap, I think it's just cool.
Yeah. It's kind of somewhere around about as complex as a basic sundial. you know roughly. I mean, I think it's 11:05.
11:05, maybe. Yeah,
I think
could be.
Let me check with someone. Yes,
it is. It's someone else's watch. Yeah. Pete, I need you to unburden yourself in this Watch Addicts.
I would love to, because by unburdening myself of what I'm wearing, which is clearly what you're asking, because you don't want to move on yet.
No, I want you to introduce yourself to the Watch Addicts. It's a therapy session.
Oh, okay.
You're Pete. You're addicted.
Yes. Yeah. Sometimes I think I'm without sin.
Well, are you the priest?
Hi, my name's Pete, and I'm a dirty watch addict.
You are dirty.
I just can't help but buy watches that I really love, and whenever I try and stop myself, it ends up into an internal battle. Me being sensible and thinking about the bank balance, and then going, "Oh, just do it. You deserve it," and I end up in a mess.
How long has it been since the last time you bought a watch?
I think I'm around about 3 weeks. Don't clap that. I'm not proud of it.
I'm so conflicted. Are we trying to help people get over their addiction, or are we trying to enable them?
I want you to be my enabler, as you were with this watch.
What's you wearing?
This is my Oris Aquis.
It is the date relief.
Yeah. Now, this was a mistake purchase by AJ. Oh, I've already got one, but I'll buy another one. And then I end up benefiting with your watch greed.
Yeah.
I'll buy everything. You sure you want to buy everything? You can have that one. Okay, I will.
I even gave you the bracelet.
And then do you know what? I feel like I've helped you. I've unburdened you with your problems.
Yes.
And I've benefited with a watch out of it. So,
yeah, I mean,
do you
won.
want two of what basically is the same watch?
I know.
No, give me one.
Yeah.
And then everyone's happy.
Yeah, it's kind of like you're in custody of it now.
Yeah, I'm just looking after it for you.
Yeah, that's fair.
And
it looks so much better on the bracelet than it does on the red. Yeah.
It looks so much better on me.
It looks so much better on you. Yeah.
I'm really, really enjoying it. I mean, obviously it came with the red strap. I love it on the red strap. I've put it on the bracelet. It's
so
just
much better.
Changed it up entirely. It's really cool.
It's genuine. I think Oris is a really underappreciated brand. Undervalued as well. I think because they sit at a kind of a lower price point and they have that almost like they're not talked about in the same higher echelons of watchmaking. But if you get a chance to have one in hand, they genuinely outstrip their price point. They could charge double for those watches and get away with it. They are just genuinely beautiful.
Yeah,
I mean,
I absolutely love this. It's got all the things that I like
Yeah.
on the tick list, right?
Yeah.
Screw down crown, yes. Proper dive watch, therefore. Bezel, yes. Sapphire glass, yes. Swiss movement, yes. Exhibition window, yes. Strap and bracelet, yes.
legibility.
Yes.
Do you want to say any of the yeses?
Loom stuff, yes.
Shiny dial.
Yes. Tells the time, yes.
Isn't a sundial.
I feel like I'm in PMQ, you know, where he tries to get he starts off a pattern.
And everyone's like, hey,
Hey,
no.
yeah, that's
Up.
right. Yeah, that was me. I just keyed it.
The shine that Oris have, specifically on their dials and the indices,
Yeah,
it's almost kind of unrivaled. The way they catch the light is beautiful.
It kind of it's got that sunburst thing going on.
Yeah.
Just it just blings at you. Makes you look at it.
And yeah, incredibly undervalued. Now I know that their in-house movement nows are more expensive. They're called the Caliber 300. I might have got that wrong. Off the top of my head, their in-house caliber
Yeah.
is their watches are about $3,000 now with them. So they have increased the price point in accordance to having a more special movement. But the ones that aren't the kind of standard ones are so well priced. It's kind of insane.
Yeah.
I do like the idea of the date pointer date, the big crown. I do think they look beautiful, but the classic Aquis, you've got the date relief there. It's just hard to go wrong for the money.
They're a brand that I genuinely like. I've wanted one for a very long time, and then you got yours, and I was like, I've got to get one. And then you bought another one, and then not that long after, I ended up wearing it, which is makes me very happy.
Yeah, that was a watch mistake.
Yeah, getting two of very little difference.
Yeah, I went for a stage which has been way too hold on.
Yeah.
I went for a stage of being too impulsive with watches.
I kind of wanted to give that vibe to today's video.
Uh-oh.
Mistakes.
Yeah. I've made many.
Now, in the background, ever since day one, we've had one of your mistakes.
Right.
That has been celebrated with a good friend of ours who helped me out on a special secret mission, which was to memorialize forever. Memorialize?
Yeah. Memorialize.
Yeah. A very special watch mistake you made. And I'd like to bring it into existence.
Is this like the official unveiling now?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's been in the background. You might not have noticed it, but ready?
Okay. I know what this is already, and it is kind of making me a little
Allow
bit angry.
me to present the Tissot Sea Star. Now this...
It's got a headstone.
It's got a headstone. We've got some haunting lights with it. It says, "Here lies Tissot Sea Star, December 2017, 2024. Taken too soon. Survived by AJ." Which it's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. Now, for anyone that's going, what's all this about? I'll allow you to explain, AJ, why we got viewer named Scott to celebrate the life of this watch
and put it in a tomb.
Yes.
It's it's a genuinely quite a beautiful thing, isn't it? So yes, this
Watches are all about stories, AJ. This is just another watch story. It's not to make you emotional. And after this, we'll put it back there.
This is it should be Tissot Sea Star that I got as a Christmas gift in December 2017. A beautiful Christmas gift. I loved this watch. It's a very simple Tissot, let's be fair. It's just a quartz chronograph, but it had a cool orange strap. I liked the big dial at the time. That was quintessentially me. I loved that watch. Now, I had an unfortunate mishap, which I urge you all not to do. We had, I would say around 2019, at the studio here, we had acquired an ultrasonic cleaner.
It's amazing. It's so
Cleans
good.
everything.
Yeah, I take off my ring,
Cleans it.
pop it in there, comes up gleaming.
Literally, we were putting everything in there cleaning. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Empty water, put more. And it just needs just water, and it cleans everything. Incredible. And I had, firstly, there was a little bracket thing where you could suspend things outside, and then, like, if it had a bracelet, like a watch, dunk that in the water, and then the thing outside of it survives.
Yeah.
And I'd put a watch strap in there, and it cleaned it up, and like the buckles and everything came up beautifully. I was like, that's amazing.
Yeah.
What an amazing thing.
I held my watch and lowered the
clasp.
Yeah, all of the clasp and all of the links, just held the watch up, and I let it shake off. Oh, the water was filthy. And it was like watching on, sometimes you're on reels and there's someone like squeezing a zit or
super satisfying.
It's kind of like, but like I'm watching all this dirt come out and I'm kind of satisfied by knowing that it's clean.
Yeah.
So you're using the ultrasonic cleaner, were you?
Yeah, no. So I was using ultrasonic to clean things. I'd cleaned a watch strap. And at the time, I wasn't as deep into watches as we are now, but I knew enough that I'm not going to put an automatic watch in there. Or even a manual watch, because I know the movement's very sensitive.
That's right.
And they're expensive things. But a quartz watch that's water resistant
should
what could go wrong?
What could go wrong?
So I thought, do you know what? That was really dirty because I wore it a lot, and it was like the end of a hot summer. So like it was dirt inside all of it. I was like, do you know what? I'll just drop that in there.
Yeah, it'll be fine.
Yeah, I took the strap off, and so it could clean inside the lugs and everything. It's going to come out like new. So I dropped it in there, put it on the 5-minute setting, walked away. Lovely. Came back. Watch is immaculate.
Yeah, it was.
Like, it's immaculate. Put the strap back on. I was like, that is, wow, amazing. And as I was walking back down the corridor of the studio, I was just kind of looking at it, looking at all the angles. And as I turned it, I noticed this small white circle roll like this around the inside of the sapphire. Like, what was that? Like, first I thought it was catching the light.
Yeah.
And then I'd turn the watch face up to me again at 90 degrees, and 3 of the luminescent markers inside the indices, they're set inside the applied indices, the luminescent markers in this, came out of the indice mark and just rolled around and just sat at the bottom of the dial behind the sapphire like a roulette wheel. And I'm like, oh, I have destroyed this watch. So now I'm panicking. I take the crown out so it stops running. Yeah. Like, I don't want the hands to hit these markers and snap or anything. Like, take it out. Awful. Now, bear in mind, we're talking about a quartz Tissot. So I know if I wanted this repaired, I could send it back to Switzerland.
Yeah.
But they're going to charge me more than the watch is worth at this point to fix that. That's an uneconomical.
Yeah.
It's
if it was a car, it would be written off at that point, wouldn't
exactly.
it? You go, come on.
So I'm like, I need to find like a local service centre, and
that's what you need.
Yeah. I didn't. No, I didn't. Didn't find anyone local. I couldn't be bothered to take it to the AD, partly out of embarrassment. I'm going to be honest, because I know that it was a stupid thing to do.
Yeah.
And you know, if you've ever broken something out of your own stupidity, there's this kind of like, there's an embarrassment part of that of like,
brush it under the rug.
Maybe if I hide it, no one will notice.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm going to tell you, kids, someone will notice eventually.
Yeah.
And then it's more embarrassing that you hid it. So I sat on it for a while, and it just sat in a drawer, like a broken watch that I can't wear. It's really gutting. And I was like, do you know what? Sod it. I'm going to, there's got to be someone. There's a few like local jewelers and stuff in our town. There'll be someone in this. Because do you know what? Actually, I'd resigned myself to, it's quite a funny story.
Yeah. Just roll with it, AJ.
So all I actually want is someone who's confident enough to take the back off, take the crown pin out.
Yeah.
And then remove the movement, get those indices out, and put it back together without the indices.
That's all you need. Someone with some confidence. That will be enough.
Yeah, some confidence. But I don't need it repaired.
No.
I resigned myself to actually, this would be quite funny for me, like a personal watch journey. And then you look at it, if anyone asks, and go, well, why are those bits? You're like, oh, here's a funny story.
Yeah.
And because watches are little totems of your journey in life, aren't they? And that if you knock it, you go, I remember where I knocked that. It was this, that, and the other. They're like little markers, bookmarks of your life, aren't they?
Yeah.
So that not having the luminescence in it would be quite a funny story about this watch. So I don't need it repaired. I just need it taken apart, those knocked out, just dropped out, and then it put back together. Should just take 20 minutes.
From somebody that's confident.
So I'll go into the little jewellers.
Yeah.
The jewellers right next to us, they're not a watch jewellers, but they sell jewellery. But outside it does say watch repairs. So I go, bingo.
Yeah.
They could take a crown, go in there.
Mama didn't raise no fool. You know that.
Watch repairs means they could fix watches.
That's right.
Unfortunately, in Cornwall, that's not the case. No pun intended, but they can't take cases apart. No, sorry, we can't look at that here. I was like, oh, no, I don't need a repair. I just need someone, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, nah, we can't. You'd have to send that back to Tissot. Like, oh, for God's sake. So then I go into the jewellers next door to it, the one that sells like Seikos and stuff. Like, it must do some kind of servicing because they sell Seiko. Then it's, one of those high street ones that sell like Belova and stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
No, we can't look at that here. Did you buy it from us? Like, no, you don't. Clearly, you don't sell them. No, I can't. Like, And then I had this weird thought of like, do you know what? I've had batteries replaced at cobblers before, like Timpson's, like high street cobblers.
Yes. Yeah, yeah.
So
big
maybe
national chain. They're going to be able to help you.
If they can take the back off to change a battery, it's not a huge stretch to think that someone in their staff would be a watch repairer enough to take the crown pin out.
The only problem with that is we don't have a Timpson's in our town anymore. They closed.
They closed. I didn't realise that. So I'm walking around. There's two cobblers, and there's one is a van that cuts keys, and the other was this brand new one that had just opened, had a store, and I was like, I'll go to the store.
Store's going to be because the van might go.
Exactly.
Yeah, I follow.
And as I say, it's not an expensive watch, but it's certainly not one that you want to lose.
Yeah,
and someone just to drive off.
And all you need is someone that's confident. Case back. Unscrew, movement out, drop the loom bits, put movement back in, case back on. Off you go, sir.
Brilliant. Well, mate, come back tomorrow. I'll have that done. Yeah. So I go into this cobbler's and the chap in there seemed reasonable enough. I'd had a bracelet adjustment done in there just before.
Yeah.
So I was like, I kind of knew that he did watches.
Yeah.
And the final thing that made me confident enough to ask him was that on his workbench behind him was a Tissot. So he was working on someone's Tissot. So I'm like, this guy is my man.
He knows his stuff.
He's working on a Tissot.
Yeah.
I've got a Tissot. So I explain the story to him. I tell him the hilarious, I messed up and dropped it in an ultrasonic cleaner.
Yeah.
All I actually want, take those battens out and then we're good. Just put it back together. I'm quite happy for it to be a bit wonky because it's my story, my watch. He's like, no. Easy. I can get them back in there, no problem. It's a really easy job.
Yeah.
I just get them back in there and that'll be no problem at all. Like, oh, brilliant. How long that'll be? A couple of days. Give me a couple of days with it and then come back. Okay. And this is where it starts to unravel.
Oh, dear.
Quite dramatically.
Oh, no.
Why did I give it to a cobbler's Pete?
It makes me so happy. Makes me so happy. Because when you make terrible mistakes and your life starts breaking apart, I feel a little bit of joy.
Oh, good.
And I want to laugh. But this is me laughing at you.
So the levels in which this unravels is so insane.
Yeah.
That you couldn't have predicted. It takes, I go back in a couple of days, it's not done. I go back in a week, it's not done. I go back in 2 weeks, it's not done. This goes on for, I think that first part of that was 3 months of going back. And in the end, I'd go back once a week, still not done. Finally, it was done. It put back together and he had what looked like glued the markers back into the indices, which I don't know what he would have used. But first of all, anyone who knows about glue, you don't put that inside watch faces because glue always gives off opponent vapor. You put that underneath a sapphire, you'll get like a fog underneath eventually. that you'd have to take it apart and clean off. So I was looking at going, oh, I don't know about that. Maybe he used some kind of special glue. Maybe there's a special glue that doesn't do that.
Yeah, you just don't know.
Don't know enough. He gave me back this watch. First thing I do is just to check all of the things are working, because he's obviously had it apart. I set the chronograph running, so the big secondhand ticks. It goes 1 second and then stops, and I look at it, and he's snapped the second hand, putting it back on, the big hand. So I hand it back to him and I go, that's not working. The second hand, I think, is broken.
Right.
And he starts flustering. He's like, I don't know if I... And trying to make out that maybe he didn't do it.
No.
Like somehow I had done it with the force of my mind, or...
Yeah.
I don't know, with the weight of the weight.
That's right.
It's broken itself. So basically, he's given me back a broken watch at this point. So I'm there. So I hand it back to him. He goes, don't worry, I can get those easy.
Yeah.
I can source them, no problems. I'm like, oh, what? Like proper ones? Not like, I don't want anything fake in there, because that's just kind of pointless. He said, no, proper parts. I've got the parts catalogue and I can order them in. I know people. Okay, fine. If you can order a second hand, how long will that be? A couple of weeks, maybe 2 weeks, and come back and it'll be here. Right, okay, cool. We hadn't spoken about how we're going to settle this up. Am I paying for the second hand that you broke, or I assume you're going to pay for that? Anyway, besides the point. Now, I should have learnt from the first protracted wait that this was going to take a while. It ended up taking 6 months of going back and forth, going back in, getting more annoyed, what's going on, and then you'd leave it 2 weeks, because going back there every week is actually just kind of embarrassing at this point for him. So this long protracted wait goes on and on. You went in there at one point and he had just the watch movement and its dial just out on his dusty workbench with like fingerprints all over it, and he handed it to you to look with his oily hand. Like, none of this is going well. It finally breaks, and he finally has the watch after a lot of pressure. Come and get it tomorrow. So I go in there, and he starts breaking the news to me that he couldn't get the second hand. Shock horror after 6 months. Like, I kind of figured that you couldn't get it. And that instead of doing that, what he decided to do was buy another watch that's exactly the same, and not just say, have this one. No. Have another watch that's exactly the same. I think it was probably fake. Take the movement out of that one and put it in the case of this one.
Okay. Well, from that point of view, it kind of works.
Kind of works, but it seems like you've got a working watch.
I broke your watch, but here's a replacement one.
So I broke your watch.
Yeah.
I couldn't fix it, so I got a replacement. But rather than the replacement, I'm going to take that apart and put parts of it in your broken watch.
Right.
I was like, well, what's the point of that? But worse than that, he then hands it to me, decides that after this like 9-month wait of just mayhem, of all I wanted was those markers taken out, that he's going to charge me 50 quid for this. So the maths don't even math, first of all. He's bought a whole, and it's just like, what? At this point, I just wanted it back, because I thought, I'll get it back. I don't care what the state is. It's been so long, and I'm just going to send it to someone who knows what they're bloody doing.
Yeah.
And fix it for good. Hands it back to me. I walk out of his store. I look down at it, like bring the watch face up to me. And the second hand in one of the sub-dial just comes off and just rolls around the bottom like a roulette wheel, much like the markers did all that time ago. But now it's the hands, the sub-dial. The big second hand stopped at 8 o'clock. The watch stopped. I actually pulled the crown pin out in the end because I was terrified of it. The text on the dial is come off. So where it says Swiss made, it's kind of half off where it's been overly handled. And on the Tissot marker, there's dust all over it under the sapphire. There's glue, there's fingerprint marks. there's a small subdial hand just floating around. So I was left with a watch that, and that's it, and also the case back's not been screwed down properly as well, so it looks like it's cross-threaded. So it's complete. I think the professional term for it's fucked. Is what I think.
Yeah.
I paid 50 quid for someone to destroy my already slightly broken watch.
Yeah.
That was easily repairable, by the way.
Yeah.
So
well, the only good part of that story is 50 quid.
Yes.
To unscrew the case back.
Yep.
Unscrew the movement from the case.
Yep.
Shake out the loom.
Yes.
Put the movement back in, screw it in, screw back on the case back. Was quite a good deal.
50 quid for that. That's kind of, I was like, do you know what? In my head, I was like, between 50 and 100.
Yeah.
100 if they're super skilled and it's a workshop and it's a clean environment. I'm probably all right with that.
Yeah. And ultimately, 50 quid for someone that's confident enough to do it. And this guy was confident.
He had other watches that he was working on.
And now you have that. You know, they say watches are all about stories, and this one I didn't want you to forget.
So you kindly, with viewer named Scott, went around and memorialized, for all eternity, the broken Tissot on a nice wooden plinth,
just so you don't forget about
headstone, and in a display case as well. It's displayed more beautifully than the watches I actually wear, which is quite hilarious.
Yeah.
And candles as well.
We close it so that
you don't want dust getting into the crown's out.
There's already dust inside the watch. We don't want it on the outside as well.
Exactly.
So we've got a sealed, pressurized unit. You know.
So the long and short of it really is, the TLDR is, I paid £50 to someone to kidnap my watch for the best part of a year and then bring it back to me entirely destroyed.
Yeah.
Which is really good. It's a great service. If you want a watch to be broken and missing for the best part of a year, then go to your local very confident cobblers to service your Swiss watch. It'll work out fine.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
So that's a long lesson about maybe going to someone who knows what the hell they're doing to start with. Maybe not a cobbler. I don't want to say that all cobblers don't know what they're doing.
No.
And do you know what? The hilarious thing is, and I'm sure you will agree from our interactions right at the start, he genuinely seems like he'd be able to do it. Like, genuinely gave off that impression. Like,
because the confidence is so great.
It's like, and you look around and he's constantly working on other watches. You're like, he'll be able to do this, no problems.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Like, I felt entirely duped. In retrospect, it's obvious that was going to happen.
Yeah.
But in the moment, it felt genuine. Like, yeah, he could do this, no probs.
Yeah, well, I mean, I kind of followed you with a small little cock up because I had a quartz,
same guy,
a quartz Seiko, and I thought, you're on the rope swing with a Tissot, and it's not really precious to me.
Yeah, it's an old Seiko.
It's a watch from I was still at school.
Yeah,
so I was like 14, 15 when I used my Saturday job money to save up and buy this watch. Probably 120 quid in 1994.
Yeah. Serious.
And it needed a new battery.
Oh, well, that's a simple job.
Simple,
Everyone in the world can do that.
Yeah. Apart from when I went to pick it up.
Oh, no.
And the date was no longer the same colour as the dial. It was now white. So I was like, oh, you've changed the colour of the date, meaning what's happened to the movement?
Yeah.
Yeah, the movement was broken, so I put a limit movement in it. A what? I don't even know what that is.
It's like a £5 watch.
It's exactly the same. Is it?
Is it?
Right.
It's just weird because Seiko, known for their precise Japanese engineering, would use just any old.
Yeah. So
stuff.
Then this is the good bit. What do I use? Oh, don't worry about it.
Okay, cool.
Don't worry about it. So, but you put a new move. I only came for a battery.
He gave you the old movement in, like, there you go, in case you wanted it. Like, just loose. Like,
long story short, I look up what a limit movement is, and you can buy the entire watch for 10 quid.
Yeah. They're like
So
like £1.
I don't know how you've managed to break a movement, but it was working until the second hand didn't keep enough energy to rotate.
Yeah.
But now but you hurt yourself on the rope swing quite severely there, and I wasn't going to let you forget it, and that is why we have this in the background of the set.
It's a beautiful little Easter egg. Yes. I guess it's also why we've got a future episode lined up about the importance of getting your watch serviced properly.
Yeah.
This is a good example of what happens when you don't. And also, kids, don't use ultrasonic cleaners.
Yeah.
I mean, it should be obvious to everyone.
Kind of is.
Apart from me.
Yeah, yeah. Well, you think, do you know what? Just quickly, just a little one.
What?
Just get it out, all that dirt in the bezel.
It was
just quick.
It was genuinely, I'd done a strap, done a like you had, done a bracelet, like dangled the clasp and gone, oh, that's really good. And I'm like, well, quartz watch, there's nothing that can go wrong. It's just a battery. It's so like tightly packed. It would be absolutely fine. It's that moment of lifting it up and these markers just kind of.
Yeah.
Oh, I've absolutely destroyed it.
AJ, it makes me very happy every time I look at this. We keep it in the background.
For we shall remember.
We shall remember it. We shall remember your great mistake. They are now in on you being the butt of the joke with the Tissot Sea Star.
Can I also just tell them that as a really kind gesture, that you actually bought a replacement to this for me?
Oh, then you've got to complete the whole story on that kind gesture. I mean,
it's classic.
Yeah. So I couldn't just...
Yeah.
I couldn't be that brutal to just make a joke of it.
And because it was at Christmas time, you're like, AJ, I've got your Christmas present.
Yeah.
I know you're going to like it. You bought the exact same watch for me. You managed to source it. And gave that to me for Christmas. So you could take that and, memorialize it.
Yeah.
Which was like a beautifully kind gesture.
Yeah, so you're without the pain.
Yeah.
And you've got this whole fresh watch without all the failures. And what happened to that watch?
I sold it on eBay.
Yeah. And that's why this will forever live in the background, because you try and distance yourself from that watch ever being a thing, but this...
Can I be honest?
Will not wipe it from the memory.
I put it on and I was like, oh, I've missed this watch. It's cool. It's colourful. It's the case is really nice because it's Tissot. It's really well made. And I couldn't get the stain of that out of my head. Every time I put it on, it's like, I'm not enjoying this at all.
Yeah.
It feels horrible.
Bad vibes.
Bad vibes.
Yeah. Nothing to do with Tissot at all.
I've got the PRX, the Powermatic 80 version, and it's beautiful. I really like I might get the carbon. I can't get that one out of my head at the moment. Because it's different. It's quite cool. But yeah, nothing against Tissot. They make beautiful watches. It's just, it gave me bad vibes, so I had to sell it. Which makes me feel like a terrible friend as well.
I mean, it kind of makes you a terrible friend.
Yeah,
but if you've enjoyed AJ's watch story, if you've laughed along at his pain, then please let us know down in the comments. And I urge you to always buy a good watch, because it will always get you home.
And if you buy a bad watch, like pork, let me know, because I'll almost certainly buy it off you and distract myself from my watch goals, and then end up eBaying it or putting it in an ultrasonic cleaner and giving it to a cobbler.
Yeah, and if you're watching us on Spotify, don't forget to rate before you leave. And if you're over on YouTube, then down there's a subscribe with a little bell. Make sure you hit it and you'll keep up to date with the next video, like one of these.